Hello everybody. Hi, my name is Christina. I am an energy healer, a spiritual mentor, life coach. I use Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, amongst other things. I also now mostly focus on using light language though. And today I was inspired to do this video. It's actually really late. I'm still up because it just would not leave my mind and that I needed to make this video right now. So, what gave me the inspiration for this video that I'm going to be talking about is today I was doing what I normally do every day. I try to make sure I leave time to go online on my spiritual groups and specifically to see if there's anywhere that my guides lead me that is somebody that needs help, that I'm qualified to help. And every day there's always people, always comments and messages for me to help and share the wisdom that I have in my soul and that God shares with me, and I can help with other people sharing that wisdom as well. So today was no different than any of those days. I started to see a lot of the same question tonight, and generally when that happens, just like tonight, a lot of the answers I'm giving and the wisdom that will just start pouring out of me will also hold a lot of messages that I needed to hear in my own personal life, and that was definitely today as well. So anything I do discuss with you is something I'm qualified to speak on because I have lived it personally. That's what makes a good mentor or spiritual coach and healer, is the ones who have lived through that experience. It's hard to relate to somebody or give them advice when you've never actually experienced that same thing. So that's why I wait and see where my guides lead me. It's somewhere where I know it's always going to be where I can relate and lived through that same person's trial and experience they're going through now, because then I can help guide them in the right direction with what I learned. Well, today I started to see one big major question that kept coming up. I believe I was like in the past life, alternate lifetimes group that I have, and people kept asking a lot about Jesus and if a lot of other people feel that they are Jesus or they've lived the lifetime as Jesus and had these memories. And I was definitely drawn into this, and I love the topic. One person blew me away. I really liked their answer. They were really on point with a lot of what they said, and I had to go on there and give them some props for that. Now, the answer to this question is there are tons of people everywhere that feel they're Jesus and see that. Jesus to Christ consciousness is all within us. That is the truth. Plus, there is souls that really do have memories of past lives through Jesus's eyes. And the thing is, like, we all have an oversoul. Well, multiple of us, like thousands of people, all can be from the same oversoul. And so that means you're like from the same bloodline. You're a part of each other. You are the same soul. Okay, you're going to strongly resonate with each other. Say, like, well, we have names to relate to our kin here, your last name you share and stuff. In the spiritual world, it's all about numbers. So if you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somebody that is in your family, bloodline, if you want to call it, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, or something like that, like a few numbers off. These are somebody that shares the same frequency with you. Okay, and when you have all these different souls throughout history that have lived and experienced lives, and you are attached to that same soul frequency line, you can also tap in to other memories from these souls. It might seem like that was you. You might think that, but that was a different extension of that oversoul. Not everybody, now some can be the same exact soul that experienced that back then. Some of them, most of them, you are just having a memory from your same higher self that's experienced all these. It all boils down to that. All those lives, all these experiences are all that one over soul's experiences that they've had. And you can tap into some of those memories or all of them. This thing that I loved is this girl's reply about this. She started to say, first off, like, would anybody like, if I was somebody, I wouldn't even want to claim that I think that I am Jesus or whatever in whatever lifetime, because I wouldn't want to sound like some egotistical, like, hey, I'm Jesus. Totally get it. What I loved about it is usually the real masters that are here incarnated and that have lived these lives truly theirself, they are that soul that just will not easily accept that truth for theirself. That will be one of their hardest lessons that they're going to kind of tackle in their lifetime, because they've lived so many lives and they've learned, and it's written in their soul. You see, when they come here too, no matter who they are, they also signed up to, have a cloud of forgetfulness. They have to walk the same journey as everybody else and not know who they are, and then have spirit take them on a journey to finding their self again and learning these things about their self. And when they've lived these other lives and learned it, they've seen that roles and titles and all this is nothing. That is the ego actually that likes to put names and labels on everything. Not us. Most of them are too worried about sounding egotistical or feeling like they're superior or something. They never want to give off that impression. So these will be the last ones you see out there claiming, hey, I'm this person. Usually when you see somebody doing that, that is more than likely somebody just having their higher self, some of their past life memories they've seen, experiences. So, a lot of her comments, oh God, I wish I could pull it up now. I should have had it saved already on my computer, but I didn't. What she was saying was so on point, and she went on, I'm trying to remember what else she was saying. Anyways, my whole point of what I was telling her, I was like, see, what most ascended masters and everything would do and what they show is, what we know is, it doesn't matter who you were in the past. Whoever you were in any other lifetime, what you've done, it doesn't matter. It's nothing. For one, it makes no big deal because we're no different than anybody else. Every single person in this world is capable of doing those same things that the masters have done. They just have to get to the point and learn the lessons and walk the journey that they are destined to and work out the karma that they have in order to get there and be able to start getting these gifts and skills and be able to do the same things that all the ascended masters before us have done. Okay? The masters are here to help guide you and show you these things that will help you get there. We are the ones that you can look up to because we've done it, we've learned it, and we can teach it to you then because we have personally done it ourselves. So there's nobody that we can't help along the way. And See, anything you do in a past lifetime, you could write one of the books in the Bible. You could save thousands of people. You could create this whole entire world yourself, bare hands. But then what about the other lifetimes? After that, you can't just keep riding that wave and never contribute or do anything again. Like, that's not what we're here for. It's not why we come. We could be doing something way better somewhere else. Like, that doesn't have all this craziness right now. Earth does. Okay? So, trust me, that's not why we're here. All right? We're here to teach and help you. We're here to add to the world, to change the world, to teach the proper things that have been construed along the way and been misled. We are here to help everyone evolve, to find their self and make their way back home, where we all started from. And so it doesn't matter, whatever you did in the past, that was the past, that was then, this is now. We are always supposed to focus on every day, in that moment, what you're doing then, not what you did before in the past and not the future. You're missing all the signs around you that Spirit tries to give you every day in your guides. When you're too focused on anything of the past or anything in the future, you cannot live in the here and now and see what's going on and truly experience it for what it is. And that's the whole point of life, to enjoy the moments here and now. Whatever's happened has already been. Can't change it. You know, what is in the future? Who knows? It's constantly being changed, and all the time you might think you know what you want or what's best for you, and Spirit quickly comes in and shows you you had no clue what was actually best for you. You thought this was it, but guess what? I got something way better over here. So why spend all this time focusing on something you have no control over? But what you do have control over is right here, right now, every day, in that moment. Focusing your full attention on whatever it is you're doing, so that way what you're doing comes out with your very best. You gave it your all. And that's what matters. So that person can't just ride that wave from everything they did before. They need to focus right here, right now, on why they came here and how they could do good this time. So, really, when your mind keeps wanting to focus so badly on, I was this person, I'm that person, I've lived this life, I did this, that's not you, that is your ego. He's the only one that pushes labels and wants to name everything. Little secret, you're nothing. Just always remember that. Tell yourself, I'm nothing. Stop labeling everything and calling something this or that. That's bad. This is that. I don't like this. This is gross, or that's not good for you. They're all labels other people have placed on us, telling us this is this and this is that. A lot of things we haven't been told all the truth about. Oh my gosh, they're so fly on my camera. These have been driving me nuts. I can't get them out of my house. Sorry. Drive me nuts as soon as you open the door. Flying. Sorry. Okay, so none of that matters. We're all the same. We all come from the same source. We all go back to the same source. We are all part of the Creator. We all may be separate, but we're still all one and whole and complete with Him. It's a beautiful thing. Names don't matter though. Titles don't matter. I kind of love it. You do obsess about it for a while, you know, and you don't want to accept it. It is, I think, a step in a process. At least it was for me when I owned finally who I was, because you go through processes where you don't, like I said, they say a real master, you know, because they will not want to own it, actually. So when they finally do, I think that's a part of our process and growth. It's like you get to that point, you own it, and you're like, okay, but it's not a big deal. Like, I am who I am. I don't care what I did back then or what they say I'm supposed to do now. Like, I'm doing me. And it's so empowering. But if you want to know what an ascended master looks like in this world, I'm going to share with you. So I think more people out there need to know it and hear it and truly comprehend it and what they do here. The ascended masters are all around you every day. Every day. They don't announce it. They don't. That's what brought this up with me with that girl. That's right. That's what I was going to say that she wrote. I loved it. She just kept saying, like, I wouldn't announce it. I wouldn't want to tell anybody. Like, if I was, I would keep that to myself and try to forget it and just go about my life and act like it, just try to blend in and get done and get out of here. I was so proud of her because she was so on it. The masters are those souls, usually, you will see, that have the hardest lives. One traumatic experience after another, really good people, great souls, loving, empathic, so caring, so love, and have so much compassion on a whole other level than you see from most. Just heartwarming in a way, kind of makes you have faith in humanity kind of way still. But these souls, my God, do they get hit with everything under the sun. Once they get knocked down, they finally kick the dust off and they're picking themselves back up. Bam, here they go again. Injustice after injustice. So much of the people in the world that like to feed off other people or, take what's not theirs or do whatever it takes to get what they want, or people ate up with their own insecurities and doubts within themselves, but instead of realizing that, they see people that they envy that has what they want and feel that they lack. So instead of trying to learn from them and maybe embody the same traits or something, they try to take out their insecurities on that person, tell them all the things they feel they lack actually, because it makes them feel better about themselves. So these people that are already getting hit and knocked down in all these ways, then they got all these other people adding extra trauma onto them for a long time. Only once they start to heal themselves and remember who they are, do they have the skills and the know-how to no longer let those people affect them that way. But before then, there's a lot of scars usually from their whole life that they have to heal from. It's a lot of work, This is all what it takes to remember again and heal and be whole and to where you can help others. You see, the reason why these people have gone through the hardest lives and just blows your mind. You're like, God, their luck sucks, or they just can't get it. Why can't they get their life together? Look at them doing this, and they're addicted to drugs, and they're an alcoholic, and they're depressed and down, and that's like how everybody is. For one, some, yes, way worse than others, but we are all broken people, all trying to just get by every day the best we can. And instead of having a world where we look out for one another and lift each other up and understand that we all have times and life gets hard, and there's no need to judge that person or look down on them or gossip about them, make fun of them. Be there that love and support and help them get through it better, because that's what you would want for yourself if you were in those shoes. So why can't we extend the same to everybody else? Why do you feel it's your place to judge anybody, put labels on them, say anything? God himself said he doesn't judge, but it's only his job too. So why do we think it's okay for us to do it? It's not. See, those people, while their lives are like that, They signed up for it. We have just been year and, century after century, lifetime after lifetime, passing down these horrible traumas and karma that we keep just adding on to instead of decreasing. And we pass it on to our children and our children's children and our children's children. We come back here and reincarnate again, right back into that family, and have to deal with the aftermath of the decisions we made in other lifetimes. If you didn't take good care of your family, if you cared too much about your work and money and not being at home and raising your kids with love and support and teaching them the things that they needed to be able to make it on their own and raise their own family in a healthy, great way one day, if they were ignored and neglected because you didn't have time, because all you cared about was that business that you had and making more money, which you can't take with you. None of these things are important to leave behind. Like, yes, you can create this great business. You can give it your all. That's great. It's amazing. You had accomplishments, or you wanted to accomplish something, you set goals and you work towards it. But everything in life is about balance. There are thin lines with everything and you don't want to cross that line. And people do every day with creating that business. You still have to make time for your family. When you had those children, you agreed to a job. You had the job of raising them and not spoiling, and raising them is not spoiling them and giving them everything they want and really don't need. They needed a loving, nurturing home. They needed support, stability. They needed people teaching them morals and values and to live their life with integrity, because their choices, words, and actions can affect and does affect and change other people's life every day. And it could be for the positive or the negative. And since people lost sight of this, didn't teach their kids this, you get kids feeling neglected, unloved, abandoned, that these people cared about their money and their business more than they did their own children. These kids grow up with attachment issues and codependency issues, unable to trust or give their love to anybody, or they overly give it and extend it to everybody, trying to find somebody that will finally love them like they were always wanted and needed. And then, since they're broken and damaged when they grow up, they learned everything from you and what they seen. Well, you didn't really set a good example. You weren't there teaching them anything, were you? So they do this to their children. Broken people trying to teach other people just break more people. This is how this world got this deep and dark and bad. Your choices do have consequences. They do affect other people, believe it or not. Everybody, we are connected. Every day, look at it this way. Every choice, every word, every action that you make, do you want to be the God to somebody in their life? Or do you want to be the devil? Because that's what your actions boil down to. You can choose to do horrible things, not care, judge them, tear them down, and be that nasty devil to them. You might not want to see it that way when you're doing it, but in that person's eyes, you are evil. You hurt them. Did not care about them, their feelings, or what you were doing. You were the devil to that person. But when you choose to be a good person, to love, to give care to somebody, you don't even have to know them. You just see somebody who needs your help, or hey, even smiling and saying hello to a stranger as you're walking by. You never know what that person have went through that day. And that's the very thing they could have needed, just to know people see them. And they care and they say hi. Sometimes that's all they need to lift them back up. You chose to be the God to them. It's a beautiful thing. But we all lost sight We've gotten blinded by money and items and things, and our governments keep jacking the price up of everything, even though there's no reason to, and making it where we have to be consumed with our jobs every day because we're so worried about how we're going to pay the bills and buy all our kids this crap that we need to give them since we're not there to actually take care of them and love them. And these kids aren't taught anything but these horrible habits to pass on. And it hasn't ended. It's just gotten worse and worse, and we can't allow it to get worse. It's impossible. This world will no longer be. These masters are here to change a future that didn't turn out so well for us. That is the truth. Come in the past and try to change what is to be, because we didn't like the outcome from the choices that were made before. And see, all of you here have not been able to handle transmuting this karma and ending it. See, once you experience these things, but you don't let it break you, you don't let it end you, you heal yourself and you overcome it and move on from it and create a whole new life. And you realize that whatever you've gone through, whatever you experienced, it isn't you. It doesn't make you something. It doesn't, your future or your past does not define your future and who you are. It was just your past. It was something that happened. It doesn't dictate who you are, what you become in your whole life. You can change that. Any of it. You can be what you want. We live in a world full of broken people that break others. We get hurt, and it sends us for a doozy at times. We also have other people out there who are not mature, not grown, not old souls, and don't have that much experience, and they do hurtful, bad things to get what they want, and don't care about destroying innocent people or making them look bad for something they actually did, or just making up stories altogether so that they can get what they want, which they're not even entitled to, but they feel that they are. And that doesn't make that person what they say. Or if that sent them down a dark road because they went through these horrible things that these people did, that doesn't change who their soul is. And it does not dictate that they can't be anything different than that. So, all these ascended masters have been coming here, incarnating, forgetting who they are or where they come from, living a life usually from the start, from childhood, going through trauma after trauma. It was all other people's karma, other families' karmas, bloodlines that we said we will come and be born into so that we can experience these traumas, because we do have what it takes. The lifetimes of going through these things and being able to transmute those energies and come out on top and heal ourselves. We can do it. And we're so sure in ourselves that we take that on for you. Because once we do, and we come here and we transmute this, we clear out that karma for the rest of those families that come later. Everybody after us no longer will have to learn these lessons and go through that karma themselves. It's a beautiful thing. We've been sacrificing ourselves, putting ourselves purposely through this stuff for you, because if we didn't, you would, and you guys have not had what it takes yet to handle it on your own. This is how we're changing Earth. This is how we're healing people. And these souls, instead of getting the respect and love and support and encouragement they need along the way, people instead tear them down, judge them, criticize them, shun them, and just add so much more work onto the healing process that we're doing for you. Just a little bit of information I thought I would share with you. Because maybe you guys will start looking at people differently. You want to know what an ascended master looks like. You want to know where you can find Jesus. He's one of those tortured souls that's had a hard life. Went through it, but is on his way to building himself back up and accomplishing everything he dreams of. That will help change this world. That's one thing you always will find with a master. They always care about others and giving back. It's not all about themselves. It's about everybody as a whole, making this place a better place and healing people every day. That's a master. They're your neighbors. They're your coworkers. They're your family members. Your brother, your sister. They're usually the outcast of the family. Because we're that one that we're honest, truthful, love in a way nobody else is used to. We're very sensitive because we do care like this. We're a lot different than every single person you're ever going to meet around there. So we get shunned, black sheeps, whatever. You may want to start looking at people differently. Just because they don't fit into the box you were told we all should fit in. Doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make them weird. A lot of them are saving your butt. And you don't even see it. Those are your masters. That's your Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Isis, Saint Germain, Paul the Venetian, Lady Liberty, Isis, Buddha, Katumi, Sananda. Throughout lifetimes, not just now. These are your masters. They're your neighbors, your friends, your family, your partners. So many people have had relationships, girlfriends, wives, with masters, didn't even know it. Really added onto their list. But it's what they do for you. You might want to start showing more respect to every person. You never know who that soul really is and just how much they love you and what all they will do for you every day, every lifetime. So I hope I helped answer your questions of where's Jesus, who's Jesus, what Jesus looks like, who's an ascended master, what are they doing? Should they announce themselves? Are they announcing themselves? Is this person them? It doesn't really matter. Okay? It doesn't matter who they were in your lifetime. It doesn't matter if you know them or realize it. Each soul is no different. Everyone needs to be treated the same, no matter what. Jesus, this is where people got it wrong. Jesus was not supposed to be idolized and looked at like God. He was not supposed to be put up on a pedestal is what he was trying to show you. He was trying to let you know that I'm no different than you. You can do what I can do too one day. Let me show you the way. Very sorry that his teachings back then have been hidden and changed and not given to you the right way. That will change. Truth is coming out. If you guys don't want to believe it, that's fine. You'll see it. It's inevitable, and you have no choice. That will be a great day for this world, and I can't wait. We are all equal. Whether you're Jesus or you're you, there's no difference. Let's start treating everybody the same. treat everybody as if it was Jesus. You never know. Is that Jesus right there? Did he die on the cross for me like people want to talk about? Was he murdered? Is that the one we murdered? Cold blood? Didn't deserve to die? He didn't give himself for your sins, actually. They just tried to make it sound that way so they didn't have guilt. He was murdered. Is that him? Maybe should I don't really want to treat him like crap, do I? I don't really want to do any more to him than what was done. Maybe I should respect him just in case. That's kind of how I look at it. Maybe that'll help you guys. Just look at everybody as Jesus. Maybe that'll stop you next time from judging or not helping or making their life any harder. Okay, thank you guys. I hope you have a lovely day and be the change you want to see in this world every day. You don't have to worry about changing everybody else. All it takes is changing yourself. That's all you have to worry about always is you. When you change yourself, others see it. Everybody in your circle will notice it. It inspires change in them. So just worry about you, healing you, and changing your thoughts, your beliefs, and your habits. And the world will follow suit.